Hi there, David and Steen at Loaded 4x4 HQ. And Steen, today we have Milford's magnificent Ultimate tow bar.
The world's best tow bar, the ultimate next-gen.
By a country mile.
Yep, absolutely.
But we're going to look at and talk about off-road towing with one of these things.
Yes, and we've done a bit of that with Trevor Tame Triton.
Yeah, up in the Flinders Ranges.
Up in the Flinders Ranges. We took it up Sunset Ridge in Bendelby Ranges.
Yep, with
towing the
Butte offline camper.
Yeah, the offline camper, that's
and
right.
there'll be a story on that
Yep.
soon. But one of the things I've noticed that when I've been travelling this great land of ours, covering hundreds of thousand kilometres over corrugations and the like, is that it shakes the living daylights out of the car and all the componentry.
Well, Australia's famous for it, isn't it?
It is. Corrugations and
The
cars
testing
go
ground.
together
Yep.
like bread
Yep.
and butter. Milford have gone to some trouble to knock out one problem with corrugations, and that is rattles.
Noisy hitches.
Yeah. So
Yep.
what have they done for us?
So they have employed their revolutionary hitch hush system,
And
which is
that's-
difficult to say. Try saying it. Hitch hush.
Hitch hush, you've got to be
You know,
careful.
you've got to be
Yeah.
careful.
So that's contained in there. So
Yeah,
that's
so
what
you have a receiver tube here for the lug, and this is actually the end cap of that tube. So when the lug's not in, that folds around and covers the receiver up.
it gives you a very
Yeah.
finished sort of look.
But when you put the lug in, this exerts pressure down on the lug and
Stops
it rattling.
Well, that's a
basically
great thing.
keeps it snug.
Yeah. And apart from that, in dealing with those corrugations, the thing I love about this tow bar is the exquisite workmanship.
How well made it is.
The welding is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just look at it. It's seam welded on all of the ends there. It's
Yep.
never ever going to come
It's
adrift.
designed to interlock when
Yep.
it fits, so it's a great DIY proposition as well because these end plates come off.
Yep.
So you can, as one person can get up under there and fit it.
Yep.
But it also means it interlocks, which is nice and strong, and uses aircraft grade fixings to hold it all together. So it's not going to fall apart on corrugations.
And certainly when it comes to attaching it to the vehicle, there are 4 locating points for high tensile bolts to go up into the chassis rails. So we know there's no way that this tow bar assembly is going to come off the back of this car because it's high tensile bolted up into the chassis in 8 different points.
Yep.
So we know that there's no way this tow bar is going to ever come off the back of this car because it is super duper strong.
Yep.
And it's able to support the vehicle manufacturer's stated tow rates.
Yes, so this one's for the all-new D-Max, and that tow rating is 3.5 tonne,
Yeah.
or 3,500
Yeah,
kilos.
and if you do the sums on that, by the time you throw a load on the back, probably all up, the whole caboodle is over 6 tonne or around 6
we're
tonnes.
getting up there.
That's a lot of weight. Now, tell us the story about the hitches.
So a rated tow bar, in this case, like I said, for the D-Max, 3,500 kilos.
Yep.
Milford also offer a range of drop hitches that are rated,
Right.
Unlike I think any other manufacturer.
Yeah,
so
I
this
can't
is
say
the
I've seen
only,
that
with this
before.
bar, and it's the first bar they're doing it with. So after the bars they roll out from this point onwards, will all have rated drop hitches available as well.
Yep.
So they do a 50 mil, a 75 mil, both rated at 3,500 kilos for this car,
That's amazing.
or for that bar. And then you get to a 100 mil drop hitch, and that one's not rated.
No, because
So
there's too much
Yeah,
leverage.
exactly.
force.
So
Yeah.
those two are, so that's not a bad option either.
Yeah.
Particularly for towing off-road. You want to know that you've got the rating there.
And whilst we're talking about things off-road, I'll tell you one of the other things that I really like about this tow bar is that Milford have gone to a lot of trouble to try and integrate it under the back of the vehicle at the highest possible point to give
Yes.
the maximum departure
Yes.
angle.
Yes.
So there's no components that are hanging down low, waiting to get
Yeah,
wiped out.
they've tucked it up as much as practicable.
Yeah.
And you can see that on Trev the Triton. It actually acts as a good protection or layer of protection for the underbody at the back of the tray.
And another thing that I see time and time again are toe plugs getting smashed off
Yeah.
because they're hitting or sitting way too low. So, typically you might have an Anderson plug and your toe plug sitting way down too low, but Milford have got this landing pad aside the hitch area there that gets those vital components well out of the way, well out of harm's way. So,
So you don't drag them in the dirt.
No, exactly.
Yep.
Because I hate that. So there we go. Milford tow bar, the Ultimate tow bar, going off-road with this thing. We know that it'll pull a camper trailer up ridiculously steep hills and back down again. It'll cover hundreds of thousand kilometres on corrugated roads and never ever come adrift. So it's an awesome product. The Armortex finish is going to look good in 10 years' time, and that's a real plus.
After you've dragged it over plenty of rocks. And the other thing that you can rely on this one for is recoveries.
Yeah.
It's super strong, rated at 3.5 tonne, and you can use that stainless steel pin to put your snatch stroke.
Very reassuring because there's hardly any recovery points on the back of the modern four-wheel drive.
Yep.
So there we go. You can find out more about the Milford Ultimate tow bar at their website, www.milford.one.